What's up, guys? There are three types of NFL teams. 1. Super Bowl contenders. 2. Up-and-coming teams with bright futures. And 3. Horrible teams with no hope or light at the end of the tunnel. Obviously, it's nice being the first one, but there's nothing wrong with being an up-and-comer. That simply means you're just starting up your championship window, and that it's going to be open for a long, long time. Teams like the New England Patriots, New Orleans Saints, and Pittsburgh Steelers are in win-now mode. There is nothing about the future to think about. It's Super Bowl or bust. But for the following 10 teams on our list, their window is just prying open now. There's going to be a lot to like about them over the next decade or so. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present to you the 10 NFL teams with the brightest futures. And don't forget to comment your video ideas down below. We'll be looking, and if we pick your idea, we will shout you out in the video, so you get a shout out. Who doesn't want that? Don't forget to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications, because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. So subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. It'll be the best decision you've ever made your entire life. I'm not lying. Alright, now first a look at a couple of honorable mentions. Dallas Cowboys. Could Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and Ezekiel Elliott be the next great triplets in Dallas? The Cowboys have a lethal offense and one of the NFL's elite pass rushes. If they can maneuver through cap woes and keep the core together, Dallas should be a perennial Super Bowl contender. New York Jets. Alright, now they still have lots of work to do, but the key pieces are falling into place. Sam Darnold has the makings to be a franchise quarterback. Le'Veon Bell will be a great weapon in the offense. Jamal Adams and Leonard Williams anchor a promising defense. Once the final holes are patched up, this team might finally emerge as the new king of the AFC East. Now to the real list. Number 10, Tennessee Titans. The Titans have been widely overlooked over the last 3 years, but they've recorded 3 straight winning seasons now. And if Marcus Mariota was healthy in 2018, the Titans would have likely earned a second straight playoff berth. This Tennessee defense is one of the best in the NFL. In 2018, they ranked 8th in yards and 3rd in scoring defense. Kevin Byrd, Jarrell Casey, and Wesley Woodyard lead a formidable unit that should return its dominance for years to come. And if Mariota manages to stay healthy, then you guys better look out. Derrick Henry is one of the most explosive running backs in the NFL. Corey Davis looks like a rising star. And the addition of stud slot receiver Adam Humphries can't be overlooked. Tennessee doesn't have all the flashy Pro Bowlers like the Saints, Rams, and Patriots, but they can beat anybody with their defense and powerful rushing game. Their core players are only entering their respective primes now. So yeah, football is on the up in Tennessee again. This team should be a Super Bowl contender over the next 5 years or so. Number 9, Baltimore Ravens. Finally, after years of Super Bowl contention and 1 Lombardi trophy, the Ravens entered a period of mediocrity and didn't seem to know where they were going. But now this once proud franchise can be proud again. John Harbaugh finally moved on from Super Bowl 47 MVP Joe Flacco and handed the offense to the elusive and crafty Lamar Jackson. He's the perfect fit for this Baltimore team that's always punished opponents with a smash them in the mouth defense and dominant ground game. Jackson is one of the top young QBs in the game, having led the Ravens to the AFC North title in his rookie season. It helps that Baltimore has by far the best defense in the NFL, led by new Pro Bowl safety Earl Thomas and rising star corner Marlon Humphrey. And you know what else helps the Ravens? The fact that longtime AFC North foes in the Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers are falling apart. This leaves only the Cleveland Browns as a long-term threat to Baltimore in the division. And honestly, I am hyped for a rivalry to form. The Ravens have a long winning culture under Coach Harbaugh. With a dynamic young QB to lead the way, along with a championship caliber defense, the sky is the limit for this Baltimore team. Number 8, Houston Texans. At some point, we'll have to stop saying the Texans have a bright future. After all, they've made the playoffs 5 times since 2011, but have yet to reach an AFC championship game. Eventually, we'll say this is a team that has to start winning playoff games. But here's how we see it. Deshaun Watson is one of the top young quarterbacks in the game, but he's only played 1 full season. His sophomore year could have gone better, given the early season rust and the fact that he was sacked 62 times. But the point is this: Watson and DeAndre Hopkins are one dynamic duo that will keep this team in annual Super Bowl contention. Let's not forget that J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, 2 of the NFL's elite pass rushers, can take over a game any day. Watson, Clowney, and Hopkins are young enough to give this team a bright future, but the Texans have the pieces in place to be a Super Bowl team now. It's time for the team to go from up and coming to a champion. Number 7, San Francisco 49ers. We'd like to have the 49ers higher on this list, but the team's future depends on the health of quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. He missed all but 3 games in 2018 after tearing his ACL. Jimmy G simply has to stay healthy before we can think about moving the 49ers higher. But anyway, GM John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan have done an excellent job stockpiling young talent on both sides of the ball. George Kittle figures to be the next great NFL tight end after his record-breaking 2018 season. The defense is loaded with young talent, led by DeForest Buckner and Solomon Thomas. Quan Alexander should beef up that front 7, and it never hurts like having a veteran Pro Bowler like Richard Sherman leading the secondary. I mean, come on, he's the best corner in the game. Shanahan is one of the most brilliant offensive offensive-minded coaches in the game. If Garoppolo stays healthy, yeesh. What's going to stop this offense? Things are trending up again in San Francisco. It's going to be so much fun watching them challenge the Los Angeles Rams for NFC West supremacy. Number 6, Indianapolis Colts. Well, just a couple of years ago, this team was in shambles. All it took was a smart GM hire, a genius head coach hire, and a healthy Andrew Luck. And with that, the Colts are finally an AFC powerhouse again. Luck looked like a true MVP caliber quarterback in 2018. You can make a case that it was the best we've ever seen from the former first overall pick. But here's the catch. Luck, for once, isn't the entire team in Indy. The offensive line went from downright horrible to an elite unit, and their coach is a super genius. What else can we say? Darius Leonard won the Defensive Rookie of the Year award after leading the entire NFL in tackles. And the scariest part of all this is the Colts have the cap space to add even more talent around Leonard. Surprising that they didn't go with Le'Veon Bell. Luck, Leonard, T.Y. Hilton, and Marlon Mack are a terrific core to build around. The Colts will only get better over time as they challenge the other teams on this list for NFL supremacy. Number 5, Philadelphia Eagles. Alright, now you might scoff at us for classifying the Super Bowl 52 champions as a team with a bright future since they already climbed to the mountaintop. But we truly believe the Eagles are primed for plenty of long-term success, and it would be ignorant to exclude them from here. Carson Wentz is still one of the elite young quarterbacks in the NFL. Alshon Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar are relatively young, and the Eagles have one of the most balanced rosters in the NFL. Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, and Fletcher Cox form one of the NFL's most ferocious pass rushers, and they're still in their primes. We also can't discount that Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson are among the very best in the NFL at their respective jobs. This Philly team doesn't want to stop at one Super Bowl championship. They can definitely add more in the Wentz era. A future dynasty in the city of brotherly love cannot be ruled out, especially with all that young and veteran talent in place. Hence why we think they have a bright future. Number 4, Chicago Bears. Well, that was fast. We expected a lengthy rebuild here in the Windy City following the hiring of new head coach Matt Nagy and the 2017 draft selection of Mitch Trubisky. But once the Bears traded for pass rushing sensation Khalil Mack, GM Ryan Pace made it clear that the time to win was now. The Bears won 12 games and were one field goal away from the NFC divisional round in 2018. Trubisky did wonders in his sophomore year. He, Jordan Howard, Allen Robinson, and Trey Burton are just getting started on offense together. These guys are going to be really good. But of course, defense is the Bears' identity here. Mack might be the NFL's best defensive player right now. The vastly underrated Kyle Fuller is one of the game's top corners. He solidifies this secondary and will continue to do so for several years. The Bears' core players are young and just entering their primes. It helps that the NFC North is looking pretty weak for once. Aaron Rodgers might not be the ultimate bully anymore. Meanwhile, the Lions are the Lions and the Vikings are the Vikings. So as they have Trubisky, Fuller, and Mack, this Bears team will be a true Super Bowl contender. The long-suffering Bears fans deserve this. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. We really wanted to put KC in the top 2, but you take away Patrick Mahomes and this team simply doesn't stack up with the top 2 on our list. Alright, think about it. A couple of their star players on offense have gotten into troubles off field. Their already awful defense lost Justin Houston, Eric Berry, and Dee Ford. Tyrann Mathieu is not enough to fix this D. But other than that, the Chiefs have the most decorated quarterback in the NFL. When Tom Brady retires, the NFL will be Mahomes' league. 50 touchdowns, an MVP award, and a near Super Bowl appearance in his first season as the starter? This guy is insanely talented. The good news for the Chiefs is that sometimes an unstoppable offensive machine is all you need to compete for Super Bowls. With guys like Mahomes and Travis Kelce leading the way, Kansas City will be an offensive juggernaut for years to come. We see a Super Bowl or 2, or even 3 in their future with Mahomes. It's just about fixing that defense and keeping the proper characters in place. Take care of that and the Lombardi Trophy will eventually be theirs. Number 2, Los Angeles Rams. In Sean McVay's first 2 seasons as head coach, the Rams have won 2 NFC West Division titles, played in Super Bowl 53. Todd Gurley won the Offensive Player of the Year award. Aaron Donald won 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. That's good, right? I think so. I would guess that that's good if they won all that stuff and went that far with him coaching, you know? McVay is one of the youngest head coaches in all of professional sports, but also one of the most brilliant. And look at the star-studded core he gets to work with. Gurley, Donald, Jared Goff, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, that's a dream team. It's absolutely incredible how much young talent the Rams have. You throw in the addition of Pro Bowl safety Eric Weddle, and the 2018 NFC champions look even more dangerous. There was no shame in losing to the New England Patriots' historic dynasty in a game that went down to the final minutes. The Rams are in prime position to rule the NFC for years to come, considering guys like Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees only have so many years left. There's a new generation coming, and I'm so hyped. Everything is looking up for Los Angeles. They're going to be the team to beat in the NFC for a long time. I mean, who else is excited for the pending rivalries with the Eagles, Niners, and Bears? Number 1, Cleveland Browns. I am so hyped that they are number number one. Who would have thought that the Browns are number one on our list for up-and-coming teams? It's crazy. It's crazy. Admit it. Admit it to yourself that it's crazy. You know it's crazy. Did you ever think this would happen? Even though they didn't win a game 2 years ago and they would have had great draft picks, still, no one really thought this would come down to this. The fact that they actually have a chance, a real chance, at winning the Super Bowl. That's crazy. While all you have to do is hire the right GM and have him not screw up all these draft picks and trades. And all John Dorsey has done so far is draft a future star quarterback in Baker Mayfield, a super talented corner in Denzel Ward, and he traded for 2 elite wide receivers in Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. Don't forget about that Nick Chubb guy. He's pretty good as well. Nobody has a wide receiver duo that compares to Landry and Beckham. Few teams have a rising pass rushing star like Myles Garrett. And do we really have to mention Ward and Mayfield's names once again? Finally, things are looking up in Cleveland. They could have the NFL's most explosive offense over the next decade, and that formidable defense is going to take over so many games as well. Not sure what else can be said that hasn't been said. The Browns are ultra talented on both sides of the ball and super young. That gives them a longer championship window than any other NFL team. Browns fans, enjoy this. Nobody deserves to see a winner more than you, and I mean that. And believe me, there will be lots of winning for you over the next decade. So get hyped. Which NFL team do you think has the brightest future? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow me and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Funny content, entertaining content, tweets, Instagrams. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos every single week. Every week's a new video. And also subscribe to TPS because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. So why would you not want sports content every day? Go check it out. Subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click right down there. Smash that like button. That's all you gotta do. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you next time.
My knee.